non-disclosure. Sober disclosure. Breezy's a slut.
And we like it in the butt.
Are you or someone you know looking for support in recovery? Taste Recovery is your go-to directory for sober resources. Whether you're searching for treatment centers or sober living communities, Taste Recovery connects you with the right tools and support to help you on your journey. With a user-friendly platform and a comprehensive list of resources, Taste Recovery makes finding the help you need easier than ever. Start building your path to a healthier, sober life today. Visit tasterecovery.com to find the resources that work for you. Taste Recovery, your first step to a lasting positive change. Hi everyone, I'm Breezy.
And I'm Jimmy.
And we are
Sober
Disclosure.
We're here with
Courtney Jean Hairstylin Queen.
We're here with the biggest dyke of Long Beach, Courtney. She's a top in the streets and a bottom in the sheets.
That part.
That was fucking iconic. Jimmy
You know what's so funny? That I'm glad she said that because I forgot her name.
Jimmy forgets everyone's name.
I forget people's name unless I do their hair or I have a warm encounter with them.
That's true.
I didn't know your friend Lauren's name the other day. And then she gave me a hug and I was like, fuck, what's her name? I need to know her name.
Lauren from Jersey?
Yeah. Lola.
Yeah, Lola. I need to know her name. So now I know her name. Lauren, hi.
She's been going to our Tuesday night meeting, so now we all go out together after. And
oh, nice.
And she's finally, becoming a part of a group of women. And she's
without sleeping with them.
Yeah, because I don't.
Straight women.
Yeah, it's great.
Like she's never been friends with straight women before.
No, they're scary.
And now.
They are scary.
And they pinch
straight men are scary.
Well, I'm a dude. I'm a barber. So I'll cut their hair. They think I'm great.
Who?
Straight men.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to make sure that we can hear you.
Yeah.
Straight men are scary for me. Straight women are scary for you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because they're all vapid and like Breezy's an example of a different kind of straight chick. So I'm here for it.
Like hungry hippos.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Sorry. You called me.
Maybe don't do that noise.
I won't do it. I got excited. This is the ADHD.
It sounded like a scary movie.
It was.
People are literally in their car listening, like, shocked.
That crazy day.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so Courtney, tell us, how much time sober do you have?
In 3 days, I will have 15 years sober.
Ooh, 3 days. We won't say happy birthday now because you might relapse.
I might,
You never
Courtney
know.
willing.
Courtney willing.
Courtney willing, yeah, because God's always willing.
Yeah.
I'm the knucklehead.
I love that. I stole that. We stole that from Cheyenne.
A
dude that we had on the podcast. He was like, Cheyenne willing, I'll have blah, blah, blah. And we were like, what the fuck?
That was cute.
Yeah, it's like, God's always willing.
Yeah.
And I steal it.
I'm the monster.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
We are the little gremlins under the sheets.
And in the streets. A little aggressive.
Okay, so you almost have 15 years.
Yes.
Congratulations. That's
Thank
a huge milestone. Is this your first time getting sober? It's weird interviewing someone that you know so much about because I feel like.
Well, that's how I was with.
I know. I'm like, I literally know all of these questions, but I mean the answers to these questions, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Not everybody does.
What was the question?
Do you like vagina?
I love vagina so deep.
Is this your first time getting and staying sober?
No, so I'm what you call a revolving door alcoholic.
Okay.
And this is the longest time I've had sober because I started getting sober at 18, and I would go 35 days sober, go out, 45 days sober, go out, 75 days sober, and then I'd be gone for like 6 months, and then I'd try again, and I would always get drunk on 89 days. So this just happens to be the one that stuck.
Yeah. What happened?
So 15 years ago on this day, I would probably be drunk right now.
Cinco de Drinko is the day that we are we are podcasting on Cinco de Drinko talking about sobriety when we all should be out getting fucking hammered right now.
Schmammered.
This was
That's
my
what
favorite.
Anheuser-Busch says.
Yeah,
that part.
This was my favorite holiday of all. Well, all holidays were my favorite, but this one especially, like the green beer. I would be blacked out by 2.
A white girl
Yeah.
This is a white girl holiday.
White straight girl.
Yeah.
A woo girl, if you might say.
Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a crazy güera because I'm a chameleon. So if I'm hanging out at a Cinco de Mayo party, I'm Mexican. If I'm hanging out at in the hood or at a African American spot, can you say that today? I don't know. I'm scared.
I'm scared.
We're not PC.
Okay, great. I'm not PC. I'm not politically incorrect. I don't want to be ignorant, but I'm a chameleon. So whatever you are, I am. However I can serve you, I'm going to do that. And so on Cinco de Mayo, we're sitting there, and it's me and my cousin because I don't have any friends. I don't have a girlfriend. I have a half-shaved, grown-out mohawk, and I got bloody knuckles. And the game was, what I like to do is my cousin's pretty and a straight girl, and I'm a little ghetto and whatever you need me to be. And so on that day, we're in Palm Springs at my grandma's fancy fifth wheel park. You know, it's like one of those old folks, like it's not an old folks home.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like old people go to retire and they go hang out in Palm Springs.
Okay.
It was like a fancy fifth wheel park, her little motorhome. And I was the only using niece that knew how to put my name on the sheet. So we're in this trailer park. We're in, all the grandmas and grandpas are hanging out. We're at the pool drunk. And so me and my cousin, the game, you get a dude, I get free booze, she gets a date, and I'm set. And I don't have to buy anything. I'm cheap, I'm unreliable, and everyone has to do things for me, and I'm going to tell you what time it is because I'm scary and angry.
Yeah.
And I'm a scared little girl not knowing what time it is. But
Why
I'm
are you
thinking
hitting your knuckles?
Because the type of women that I date, I was raised as my dad's oldest son.
Yeah.
I have two little brothers, Garrett and Cordell. And so I always like to get in fist fights. You just realized? That's awesome. I like to get in fist fights because the type of girl that I date, just like my cousin, is a female that needs protecting. So because I was raised as a heckle, as the invincible, kind of like, have you ever seen the movie with Adam Sandler, O'Doyle Rules?
You're the O'Doyle family?
We're the heckle family. We have heckle popcorn. We have a heckle sandwich. We have a heckle punch, which is with the head button there and then their chest. So all this to say, this is this person I've become. I'm this drunken, loud, aggressive, like this reincarnated version of my dad, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm obsessed. I think I'm like this man and I'm not. And so in this day, me and my cousin, we are by the pool. Everything is going well. It's according to plan. And this guy comes up. And have you ever seen that movie Click with Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And his stomach is like a weird, like hanging stomach.
Dude, you love Adam Sandler.
I know. I was just gonna say name dropping Adams.
I am obsessed. Adam Sandler, if you're watching, I love you. Okay. I know we're doing a thing. So we're sitting here and plan, according. It's 10 a.m. We're drinking with a natty ice because it's cheap and it's disgusting and it makes you drunk really fast, and some Tecate and some vodka and a little bit of pot because then you're always dry mouth. And then you can always wash it down with some vodka. Potka is what I like to call it.
Vodka.
Potka.
Love that.
So me and my cousin, we're by the pool, and this guy comes up, and I'm like, perfect. Next, that's the guy. That's who's gonna buy the booze tonight. Because my cousin doesn't want to spend any more money, and he's the one. So we start talking him up, and me and my, a couple hours later, drinking. He's like, I'm gonna make you guys food, and we're like, great. We're gonna go to my grandpa's. Because we're both at our grandparents' fifth wheel, whatever, party night. And he brings us to his trailer. And the game's going well, a.k.a. I'm going to slip out in the back. So he sends me and my cousin on our grandma's golf cart to the store. So we take the golf cart. He gives us $100. We get Jim Beam and Coke and a pack of Smooth 100s because I'm still smoking at that point because I think I'm like cool. And so we get the stuff and we go back to the the guy's place and we start drinking, and it happens. My cousin finally outsmarts the douchebag, me, and she leaves, and I wake up the next morning and I got by the gutter. I finally got tricked, and I'm gay as fuck, by the way. I came out at 13. So in that moment, I hooked up with the guy. Normally, she hooks up with the guy, and I get to slip out because it's no harm, no foul. But he apparently took off his shirt, and he had a clickbait stomach, and it got weird, and it freaked her out. And I was drunk at that point, so
What's a clickbait stomach?
There's the movie Click.
I know Click, but I don't remember.
Adam Sandler gets fat and then loses the weight, and his stomach is like this weird tongue.
Loose skin.
Yeah.
So at that point, the guy pulls out his stomach, and I think I was too drunk by then. So I end up sleeping with him.
Oh, fuck.
And I wake up the next morning with Coyote Ugly. And I'm like, what's happening? And,
And you're sore.
I'm sore.
Oh my God.
Because he was a one pump chump, but like I don't take dick at that point. I'm top. I'm drinking. I'm the one. I'm not like I'm literally. So we'll get to that in a minute. But Biggie Smalls was my higher power at the time. Like Biggie Smalls is why I got sober.
What the?
One of the parts. So anyway, we're sitting there. And I wake up, come to, and I had to take the golf cart to my grandma's trailer because we took the golf cart because it was late at night. So I take the golf cart to my cousin, me and my cousin, and we for 2-hour drive home from Palm Springs. We're angry. I'm angry, and I'm like, F you, I hate you. And we get to the house. So speed up back to 18 to 24 was the revolving door alcoholic. So I kept going in and out of sobriety. And at one point I had this bad bitch sponsor that scared the shit out of me and was like, I don't give a fuck that you're a dyke. I was with women before, so you can shut your fucking mouth. And she's like, until you can read 60 to 63, 83 to 88, 98 to 100, 417 to 420 consistently, I don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah.
I'm not the one. And I was like, so that's the lady I called. So May 8th, 2010 is my sobriety date. And I call, and I'm hungover and I'm crying, and I call her and I cry for like 2 hours. And then this is the moment it happens. What was the difference, you said? That was the whole point of the story. I'm excited because I'm trying to stay on track. Hello. So what happens? Okay. So what happens is you can reel me in at any time. In this moment, she goes, I have 2 questions for you. She's like, are you done drinking? Yes. Because I finally got fooled by my own trickery. Like, I'm a douchebag, harmful, scared little girl that likes to hurt people's feelings. Because I would rather hurt your feelings and get drunk and get away with it than show up for my life.
Yeah. And
so in that moment, she said, are you willing to go to any lengths to stay sober? And I was like, I have no idea what that entails, but yes, I'm done. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. Yeah. I had to have sex with that boy. I got played, and I didn't realize that it was my time, but here I am. And the mission started. It began, and it was the first time that I had ever not just had a beer spill cry. Because I've spent 18 to 24 crying over spilled beer, crying over the ex-girlfriend, because I like to pick them real fucked up and real insecure. I like to play Captain Save-A-Ho because I'm not the problem. I only like to drink a 36-pack. I'm not that big of a deal. I'm only so stoned that I can't move off the couch. I'm not the problem. My mom's the alcoholic. She's got 35 years clean and sober. I'm not the problem.
So in that first year, so you didn't go to treatment. You just went to AA meetings.
Well, what had happened was in 18 to 24, I had gone to detox one time. I had gone, but that's probably 5 days in detox. I have a set date.
Yeah, just this sobriety. Like when you finally decided to get
raw dogged it.
Clean, you just knew what to do and you fucking jumped in.
Because I had,
you had done it for so long.
I was so exhausted. And I'm not.
You jump into action.
Complete surrender.
You found this woman before.
A year before.
And you finally call her and she's like, are you willing to go to any lengths? What were the lengths? What'd she tell you to do?
You're not allowed to fist fight. You're not allowed to have sex. And you're not allowed to tell people your opinion. Because I had a whole lot of opinion, no money to back it up, and not pot pissing. So I begged my mom for a bike. And from day 1 till day 23, I lived in my mom's house, and I slept on the couch, and I said, I'm going to die. I'm not going to make it. This is not going to be okay. I got too many punk rock. Unfortunately, I know your name is Breezy, but we call them punk rock beezies back in the day, respectfully. So I had too many punk rock beezies available to call, because I'm the codependent alcoholic. I didn't know at the time, but I'm the one that's the problem. So I just have people I rely on. I have all these like minions.
Yeah.
These people that I can go leech on.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. I was done. So to go to any lengths looks like 23 days sober. I called SPIN, Serving People in Need. It's a 90-day program. It's not a treatment. It's a sober living, and it's a halfway house.
Okay.
It's in Fullerton, on Commonwealth and Brookhurst. And so I begged my mom, look, I don't have any money, but I'm going to go into this place. The state paid for it through SPIN, government, whatever. I had food stamps. And at the time, I go in there and I was like, can I just please have my bike? And I got sober on a bike. And she's like, yeah. And we drove to McDonald's, and I got 2 of the McGriddles, bacon McGriddles, and a large orange juice, because at that time, that's my last meal before I'm surrendering to Satan. You know, I'm scared as fuck. And we get the 2 McGriddles, and I chalk them down, and me and my little bike, and she drops me off at the sober living. And it was disgusting. There was roaches, there was spiders, there was people, there's
There was people.
yeah, there's 25. I hate people. Like, don't look at me, I'm not the one. And so there was 25 people in a 5-bedroom house. So there was like 5 to 6 girls.
That's illegal.
6 girls in each room.
Yeah.
And it was disgusting.
Yeah.
And any lengths, what it would look like. Oh my God, this is gnarly. So day 23 I got this bike at this creepy, gross place. I drive by it once a year. I've served 15 years. And my lucky number is 12. And so when how do you know it's different this time, is the address on the sober living was 1233. So when I get there, I'm like, okay, I've arrived. I'm not a piece of shit anymore. And this lady is just like telling me, you're not a piece of shit anymore. That's any lengths, is believe this one person that didn't think I was a piece of shit. I'm a heartbreaker. I'm a dick. I'm mean. I'm a Captain Save-A-Ho, but I'm not a piece of shit for the first time. And I had this little black square MP3 player, and I found these headphones, like microphone headphones, like with the puffy, and I put those on, and I would listen to Biggie Smalls, and I would ride from Fullerton on Commonwealth and Brookhurst to Huntington Beach. And what any lengths looks like is the girls would pop my bike tires, and they would unhinge the back of the bike, and they would pull this bike apart every day. And so you're gonna love this.
What the fuck?
So but I'm not allowed to put hands on anybody, and I can't tell anyone's opinion, and I don't know what's happening, and I'm working at medieval times. So I'm writing this fucking dinky ass, and every 3 days. Every 3 days.
Wait. Don't tell us. What were you doing at medieval times?
I was a beer
wench. Were you a wench?
I was a wench.
Oh my God.
I had to wear this God-forbidden costume, like in a beer
with your
wench,
titties out.
with my titties out.
And you're like, here's your food.
And I had a shaved, like a mohawk, like grown out.
You fit
I
in,
looked
babe.
like
You
gnarly.
fit in.
I looked gnarly. Like,
oh my God. So then how would you get to, wait, hold on.
Were you on a bike wearing the outfit?
From Brookhurst
No, I had a locker.
Beach Boulevard. How the hell did you get from...
A will and a dream. I don't know. I was listening to Biggie Smalls. I love it when you call me Big Papa. Throw your hands in the air if you're a true player. And I would just like, dun, 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 dun. God's got a plan. And like this fucking lady. So get this. So any lengths, right? Gnarly. So I can't fist fight. I can't cuss them out. I'm telling this lady, bless her heart, she had a size F titty. Okay? And
One titty?
Size F. So they would go down to her belly button.
Okay.
And she wore these tiny ass little shorts. And she had no teeth.
No. That was your house manager?
Yeah. And so I'd be like,
Did you have sex with her?
no, she's disgusting. But I told her, I was like, they're messing with my bike.
Yeah.
No one's messing with your bike, Courtney. You're delusional. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry. And then what they would do is they would take, so I would get these little groceries with my little, on my bike, and I would go to get the groceries and I would bring them to the house, and, we'd have food wars and they would steal my food.
You put your name on it.
I put your name on it. I'm obsessed with peanut butter. Peanut butter is the only thing. I got this bike, I got Biggie Smalls, and I got peanut butter. And I'm obsessed with chunky peanut butter, right? It's a favorite. If you put that thing on that thing, double-decker peanut butter and jelly, like, you're fucking set. Like, you're having a good day. Grape jelly. So I'm sitting there, and every day, my peanut butter jar is emptier and emptier.
Oh, no.
So any lengths. I'm not allowed to fist fight people. I can't tell anyone my business. And so I'm like, sponsor, these people are eating my peanut butter. Ask them what they like. So they said smooth. So I get them a fucking jar of smooth peanut butter. And that next motherfucking day that I take my happy little food stamps ass on a bike, I'm carrying everything on my back in this backpack with my markers. I had always markers and a coloring book everywhere I went. And
You're a tweaker.
Oh, I'm a gnarly individual. And so then I would take this peanut butter, and I was like, I put the peanut butter in the cabinet. My God's got a plan. And so then I put the peanut butter in there. The next day, my chunky peanut butter was not only empty, it was washed out and the label was taken off. And I'm like, not okay at this point.
After you got them the smooth.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So now you know they're fucking with you. This is your first year of sobriety.
Yeah. Yeah, this is 76 days. This is 76 days of sobriety. And so here we are. So what any lengths looks like. So what they did was they took my bike apart one morning. I was 93 days sober. We got over the peanut butter. We just kept buying them. At that point, I bought like 6 peanut butters a week. Like, I was buying peanut butter like it was crack cocaine.
Yeah.
And I was just supplying them. And she's like, you're going to have to find another butter. You're going to have to find another joy, because they obviously know that you're sick and that you love peanut butter. So get over the fucking peanut butter. So 93 days sober. This is the difference. So real quick. When I was 8 years old, May 8th is my sobriety date. When I was 8 years old, I had a pink Barbie Jeep. And so I always vowed to myself, one day I'll have a red Jeep. So speed forward, right? Red Jeep, pink Barbie Jeep, 8 years old. Now it's May 8th, sobriety date. Jeep, I'm obsessed, right? And so in this moment, I'm walking this bike. It's in 2 pieces. It's down this hill. It's August. I'm 93 days sober. And it's like, it's falling apart, and it's literally like it's got a what do you call those, like gears?
Yeah.
So it's connected to the thing, but the metal's disconnected. So I take the 2-hour bus to my dad's house, because he's fixing the bike, every 3 days, because they're taking the bike apart. They're eating my peanut butter, and I can't put hands on anybody.
No wonder you don't like women. Straight women.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can't.
What little fucking bitches.
Yeah, they were awful.
And none of them stay sober, I guarantee you.
No, none of them.
Yeah.
They were on horse tranquilizers. They were like on a hyphy. I don't know. And so long story short, so I'm walking down this hill, and one of these days we have to take the ride to the hill. I'm going to show you this hill. And
I know where Commonwealth is.
Yeah, Commonwealth and Brookers.
Yeah.
Old school, old money, like back in the day.
I was going to say that's where the ranch houses are.
Yeah. So this hill is gnarly. And so I'm on this little like 10 speed, whatever. And long story short, 93 days, pulling this bike. It's August. I'm 275 pounds. I have a grown out like half mohawk thing, and I'm angry. And I'm like trying to do this thing, and they're fucking with me, and everyone's mean to me, and I'm trying not to be a victim because I got this bitch on the phone, my sponsor. She's like, feelings aren't facts. Shut the fuck up. You're not a fat person. You're just a bad bitch. You don't fist fight today. You don't talk with your hands. You talk like a lady. You cross your legs. Shut the fuck up. We don't have feelings. We have abilities.
Oh my
We're
God.
fucking strong. And so,
You found someone perfect for you.
yeah, gnarly. It
Yeah.
scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And I couldn't fist fight her.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, I'm crying and I throw my hands in the air and the bike is in two pieces and I'm like, God, I'm 93 days sober. Where the fuck are you? A red Jeep goes by and my whole body just, and I knew at that point that someone upstairs, someone somewhere was hearing me. And I'm not a piece of shit anymore. I don't fist fight no matter what, even over peanut butter. And peanut butter to this day, it hits that special spot of comfort, you know? Like, I'm not saying I'm autistic, but I'm just saying that peanut butter does something. Just, it's comfy, it's yummy, you just get a whole thing.
So would you say in that moment you prayed?
I prayed. That was the first
out loud.
time. I prayed out loud because God at that point made me fat, made me white. Because all the cool people that I knew were black and Mexican. And I hated white people because white old women would always pinch me in the back of the arm and they would say,
"Get on stage.
Don't talk like that."
Oh.
And my nanny, my dad's mom, is this bitch, and she was the coolest bitch. She was like, old people are really out to get you. So when you talk to them, you just flip them on. Like she would flip people off, and her finger would just like to, you know, it was so long.
Yeah.
And so that's what gave me the first impression of old, you know, evil white ladies. And the sponsor was a bad bitch.
Yeah.
She's like,
old
she was
white
white.
lady?
Yeah, she was old. She was the first one. She's like, I don't care that I'm Caucasian. You need to accept the fact that you're an alcoholic and you're a drinker.
Yeah.
And you need to not drink. So let's get you sober.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a crazy fucking story.
Yeah.
I like where you kind of came to and you're like, where are you? And then the red Jeep comes by.
That's the thing. That's what saved my life. And at that point, I said, this red Jeep came by today. You know, I told her the story, my sponsor, and she's
Jenny, like, I don't fucking care.
No, right. At that point, she heard that something was clicking.
Yeah,
something
a spiritual experience.
I had my white light spiritual experience, and I said, she goes, "Are you still mad at God?" And I said, "Yeah, because if this is God, where has He been this whole time?" She's like, "Well, what if He's been there that whole time, but you have been unwilling to be in the relationship?" So she goes, "Do you cuss out your dad?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've cussed him out before." She's like, "Did it get resolved after that?" And I was like, "Yeah." So this woman knew that I'm angry and she condoned to cuss out God. So I cussed out God.
Whatever it takes.
And it built a relationship.
Yeah.
And at that moment, and then now I'm reading 60 to 63, 83 to 88, 98 to 100, 417.
7 and 10 step prayer.
420, 7 and 10 step prayer. You know, and I'm surrendering and I'm not a piece of shit anymore. And I go into another sober living and I'm doing my own laundry. I'm riding the bike. I literally pedaled back to sanity. That bike saved my life. And even though Biggie Smalls is this rapper gangster guy, it gave me this false kind of initial invincible feeling. Because without vodka and pot, I'm no longer the cool stoner white chick who can drink you under the table.
Yeah.
I have no identity. I don't know who I am. And so it gave me this, you know, feeling of like I could do anything.
Yeah.
And it saved my life. And then my first year in sobriety at about, 93 days I was there. And then I moved into another sober living. And
was that better?
That was better. And John Wagner, it's in Garden Grove. I moved off the hill into Garden Grove, and that's where I found out how to budget money. That's where I found out how to keep a job. That's how people stopped eating my food. You know, he was an old school white dude. And again, I'm not against white people, but at the time, there were so many people in Huntington Beach that was so cruel. And they were the only example. And Biggie Smalls was this version of this other. I've been listening to him since I was 13. And so I had to learn how to accept that it was never the color, obviously, but it was the versions of the people that were shut the fuck up versus the people that were like, hey, we're cool. And so that was the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You said that I don't know if you said you hated God or you were really angry with God.
I was mad that God made me fat and white.
How do you feel about God now?
Oh, God is my best friend. God is everything. God is, I just kept saying God has a plan. God has a plan. And it's become my coined phrase. And anyone that has known me longer than 5 minutes knows and waits for me to say God has a plan. Because, it's like, it's almost like I accepted the fact that my dad is my dad on earth and God is my father in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And I got baptized in 2017. That's for another day. But my point is, the kind of God that I have today walks me through everything.
Mm-hmm.
And
sorry, I was just trying to picture you getting baptized.
Oh my God, I had black hair.
In a pool.
Yeah, it was. I had this badass sponsor at year 3. I know this is the first year of sobriety, but yeah, we got baptized in 2015, October 17th.
So, okay, that all happened. Your mom is sober.
Yes.
Your dad is sober.
No, he's the supportive guy that drinks beer still in the garage and works on things.
And then you have 2 brothers.
Thank you. Yes, unfortunately. So I have them tattooed on me. Okay, so Garrett Heckle was a heroin addict, and he died August 12th, 2019. And he and I dressed alike. We actually look a lot alike. We both wear long socks, and we both wear flannels. And this is his watch. I bring it and wear it everywhere. It actually says protection. And him and I were...
That used to be my favorite watch.
Yeah.
I used to have one
No
like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's
and I lost it. And I couldn't buy... Literally, they
Garrett
stopped
probably
selling...
stole it.
Yeah. This is,
seriously.
I'm keeping it.
Like
this is probably
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
if it
crazy.
was before 2019, it could have been him.
He stole a lot of cool shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so so we were raised as the Heckles, larger than life. We all have 4 names. Lady Courtney Jean Heckle is my full name. And we were raised as athletes. We were given this big opportunity to be the best Heckle you can be. It was competition, and unfortunately, Garrett went into the Marines, and something happened, and he's a drug addict, and he died of an overdose. And we thought Cordell, my second brother, was good and cool because he was a 3rd-year med school student at USC, and he died 2 days.
Passed too?
Yeah, both of them. He died February 7th, 2 days after Garrett's birthday, February 5th, 2021. And so this is the first time.
That's recent.
Yeah. So I actually have him tattooed on my legs. That's Cordell, and this is Garrett. And
he also died of an overdose.
They both died of an overdose a year apart.
And there's just 3 of you.
There's 3 of us. They were both 28 years old, and that's actually
when they died.
Yeah, when they died. So I was a only child for the first 5 years of my life, and then Garrett was born. And then a year later, Cord was born. So they literally came in together and then left together because they were yin and yang, yin and yang, and they couldn't be without each other. And so that's why I stay sober no matter what, because my little brothers didn't know God. They didn't know the big book.
Yeah.
They didn't believe that they weren't pieces of shit. They both had demons and, whatever you want to call it, where it was too big for them to get sober. And that's actually that's how I met Breezy. I remember it was a couple of years ago. How many years ago? When I
met you finally?
No, when did you first meet Garrett?
Almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, so when she first met Garrett, she was the first girl that we heard about that was a true woman.
Yeah.
She was pretty. She had long flowing hair.
She had boobs.
She had boobs. Her name was Breezy, and she was this fresh breath of air.
And you wanted to fuck her.
No,
No, but I wanted to fuck Cordell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cordell was so hot.
Yeah.
Really?
Cordell.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
my
they're both
God.
gorgeous.
I was so upset when I saw Cordell. I said, Garrett, if your brother wasn't gay, I would have left you.
Cordell was gay?
Cordell was gay as fuck.
Yeah.
He was so gay. He was like a glitter wearing, and he was gorgeous, and he probably
hottest man
hottest
on the
man
planet.
ever.
It was insane.
Really?
Yes.
Oh God.
Yeah, literally.
So what was your last name again?
Heckle.
So the Heckles turned into fairy queens. Just kidding.
Yeah, my dad. We call my dad.
He wanted like the sports family, and then
Yeah, two queens and a marine.
and then 2 queens and a marine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
That's funny.
Yeah, we were gonna create a barber. We were gonna create like a party company. Garrett was gonna be the protector. I was gonna do the hair, and Cordell was gonna do what Cordell does. And he's a DJ. He was a DJ. And so when we met Breezy, she affected our family, and we took her in immediately. And she's one of those women that you don't meet twice.
Yeah.
And she was the one. She would have married Garrett if he could have lived. And to this day, she treats me like a sister-in-law. The other day we had a moment, and I'm so grateful for you.
I'm so grateful for you.
Yeah, and the boys.
How did you stay sober through that?
So February 2020. I had a buddy move to Oregon, and I went in person to Oregon to go find a meeting with her because she had 19 years sober.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett had just died, and I flew out to Oregon in 2020, and in the in-person meeting, the next month, March 2020, the whole world shuts down.
Mm-hmm.
And so because I went to that one in-person Oregon meeting, I stayed on Zoom with them for 5 years.
Wow.
And they saved my life because I was mad at AA. Fuck God. Who the fuck's God?
Yeah.
I mean, I knew he had a plan, but I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
And how I stayed sober is I stayed on that little rinky-dink meeting every morning, Monday through Sunday, every day at 7 a.m. in Oregon. And I didn't really function. I mean, I got licensed as a hairstylist in 2012, May 12th, 2012. So I would do hair because it was COVID, and so I would do random people's hair. On the day of Garrett's funeral, I did hair because hair is like how I function.
Love.
I love hair. Yeah. And
It's therapy.
It's therapy, and people love me. I love them, and I get to be soft.
Yeah.
Because until recently, the only way I could condone being soft, and the only way that I could accept that the boys are dead, or dead, was that at least I could still do hair.
Yeah.
At least I could make someone else's day better. And yeah.
I don't know how you do it.
I do it because Garrett and Cordell needed a sister, and I'm not going to let the Heckle name die out. As cheesy and funny and obnoxious and inappropriate as my dad is, and we're gnarly, we have inappropriate jokes, we're not PC. This world still needs sense of humor.
Yeah.
And this world needs the Heckle mentality, which is we show up, we suit up, we conquer. And
It's love.
It's love.
Yeah, even though you guys joke around, it's
all love.
Yeah.
Unconditional love. And my parents are two of the greatest humans ever. My dad taught me how to fist fight at 3 years old. And he actually apologized like 6 years ago. And he said, you know what, honey? I didn't mean to teach you how to fist fight. I didn't know you were going to be a swinging fist fighting lesbian. Okay? I thought and not even in an ignorant way.
No, I know.
But he said it. He was like, I thought most girls pop out into a dress. I didn't know. Like, he was raised by a single mom who taught him how to fist fight. Like, he's thinking, we all, and my mom, she may be beautiful, but she's got a gnarly side as well. We're all kind of just gnarly.
Yeah.
And so, we thought, yeah.
Cordell was the only soft one.
Cord was the soft one, except when you pissed him off. He would, one time, he beat the shit out of me. I think I was 17 years old. And this man is an elegant Tom Ford, smells good. Like, I don't even know the top brands. Like, he's an elite gay.
Yeah.
He's a gorgeous smelling, crystal clear, clean, yummy, delicious man. And I was 17 years old, so 6 years. Yeah, I was 17 minus 6. He was...
I don't know.
17 minus 6, 11.
Yeah, he was 11. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Dumbass. Yeah, fucking idiot.
No, me too.
Yeah, hello. So I pissed him off. And I don't know what happened. And he took my laptop and just chucked me in the face with it. And I never put hands on him again.
Damn, Cord.
Yeah.
Okay, little faggot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He was a frat. But the crazy thing about his faggotry.
Faggotry.
The crazy thing about his faggotry is he didn't come out. We all just knew he was gay. He was a napkin folding, dress wearing, pretty boy.
You wear dresses?
Secretly.
I did that too.
Because we
mom's
dressed
dresses.
him up. Yeah, we dressed him up.
Oh my
And
God.
and for Halloween.
And he loved it.
He loved it.
The coolest part about Garrett was that because he had 2 gay siblings when we were in treatment together, like if any of the gay kids were getting picked on, he literally just like knew he had to be their like older, stronger, bigger brother because of you guys. And it was just like, don't fuck with them.
Yeah, I think he was 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18, so I was 18, and he found some sex books of mine.
Oh no!
And he was like, "Are you a lesbian?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm a lesbian." He's like, "What does that mean? Do we have to like go like when we're old? We're gonna go bar hopping and we're both gonna get girls?" And I was like, "Yeah, it fucking does."
That's so cute.
Before we ran out of time, I want to make sure I told you the story because I just saw your face and my ADHD. I'm working on it. The last time he was alive, I got to see him, and the power of God, the power of making amends. That little boy, it was 8 months before he died. Mm-hmm. He had 8 months clean and sober, and I don't know the timeline, but he had 8 months clean and sober at the time. He came back to California. He came back from Florida.
Yep.
And he came back home. And he looked me right in the eyes and he just said, I love you so much. I'm so sorry I couldn't be a better brother. I'm going to get clean this time. I'm going to come home and I'm going to become a barber like you. And we're going to cut hair and we're going to have a Heckle's hair shop. And we're going to be okay. And he hugged me, this bear hug that I'd never experienced. And for the first time, I thought I had my little brother. Yeah, totally. It was unreal. And I thought it was okay, and it wasn't. And he sold his car when he got back to Florida for $3,500. And he was gone. We couldn't even, I have his ashes up in my closet. And then, it's just crazy.
And something that you didn't mention was that Cordell actually got sober.
Oh, Cord
was like
in it.
Like he got sober
He
young.
had 5 years.
He got sober before you, right?
Yeah.
Or no? I'm not sure about that.
I don't know. We both were back and forth.
Okay.
But at the time, I think at one point he was a sober living manager.
Yeah.
In Laguna. He went to treatment in Laguna.
Yeah. He literally was about to become a doctor before Garrett died.
Yeah, we got to watch him take his, it's called the white coat ceremony.
Yeah.
Where you go to USC, because that's where he went to med school, and you watch him walk across. Mm-hmm. And they put his white coat on as a doctor. That's why he was going to be a doctor. Because...
Well, he wanted to do transitional surgeries. Yeah. He was going to help the trans community and do...
Really?
Yeah, he was in he was in a program for young doctors to help people that didn't have insurance. Like he was ahead of he was creating a movement to help people with transitional surgeries.
They have it, Costa Mesa, Superior.
Yeah, something like that. He was involved.
Do you know what I'm talking about? SOS. That's what it's called.
Maybe not that exactly, but yeah,
No,
something,
yeah.
Something like that. He was trying to get involved in all that, and he was at USC, so he had a whole plan. And unfortunately, Garrett's birthday was February 5th, 2021. We found him dead. Yeah, on the 7th of February. Because one last time. So how I stay sober is I don't have a one last time. Like, I know that if I don't have another prompt. There's nothing in me that thinks I have another recovery. There's no way. I'm too ego. I'm too I'd be too humiliated, and I'm not gonna die, but I'll go get drunk. And if I went to go get drunk, that would be. And the fucked up thing is the good thing is getting sober so many times, being a revolving door alcoholic. The last time I was drunk. So in the beginning of my journeys, it would take 2 weeks to have my life end. A week, so the time of getting my life ruined after drinking was shorter and shorter. So the last time I got drunk before the Palm Springs incident was 20 minutes. I took a drink at Tecate, and everything was fucked up in 20 minutes. And that's how I knew that that last
it's progressing.
It
It's
was
getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, it's a progressive disease.
Yeah. So, final question. This podcast, we really hope to reach people in their first year. For those that are in their first year and they might be struggling, what words of advice could you give them? And is there something that you've specifically heard that has stuck with you that's helped you through those moments?
I don't like being told what to do. I can't hear words sometimes. But I can't. I don't want to hear.
Red.
Yeah. Like they don't work anymore. Like they're kind of, but like that feeling.
Yeah.
And so what I do is I read the big book.
Yeah.
60 to 63, 83 to 88, 98 to 100. Paragraph on page 417 and the last 3 paragraphs on page 420, because I don't know what happens, but the distance between 63 to the last paragraph on page 420, I must keep my magnifying mind on my acceptance and off my expectations, because there's a thing that happens, and God disciplines us, and it's outlined in the big book. And real quick, do your steps. I did my steps. I do my steps every year. Every year and a half, I give myself 6 months leeway. But I've done the steps every year for 15 years.
Wow.
Because I'm only sick as my secrets, and I'm a liar. I'm a recovering liar. And so what's going to help you, what helped me, was just get a working knowledge of the big book. Yeah. Because no matter what you hear or someone tries to love you through it, get your fucking fake ass love away from me and let me just read the big book. Don't touch me. Why are you hugging me? Get the fuck out of here. Let me read the damn big book. And even to this day, you can go on YouTube and type, if you're not a reader, if you got autism, if you're ADHD or because everyone's nowadays, we're talking about, we're learning there's more mental issues than just alcoholism.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you have any issues with that, you can go to YouTube and type in all those pages. And they'll literally play it for you. So if you don't want to read, you could just listen to it. And the distance between 63 and 420, all those pages, there's something that gets in here, and it's the voice of God or something, and it mutes my expectations, and it mutes my don't you know who I am? It mutes this, because I'm a recovering revolving door alcoholic. And I have 100 forms of fear, and I'm just tired of being afraid of my own shadow. And I'm just tired. I got tired. I got sick and tired of my own shit. I'm exhausting. You think this is a lot on a podcast? Like, try living this life as this character.
It's
exhausting.
You don't have to be a character.
No, I just am one.
It's natural, Breezy.
Yeah. This is tame. This is medicated on ADHD meds. It's a
And
mood
Diet Dr.
stabilizer.
Pepper.
And Diet Dr. Pepper. Because guess what? I can't have sugar anymore. It's so fucked up.
Oh no.
I can't. I have to sleep. I'm about to be 40. I'm going to be 40 in January.
You get to be.
I get to be. Yeah.
40 in January. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Well, thank you, Court.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
for
me.
being so vulnerable and sharing your story with us.
Absolutely.
We love you.
Love you too.
And thank you for listening. If you resonated with this story, if you've gone through similar grief or you know someone that has and you feel like they could benefit from listening to Courtney's story, please share this podcast with them. And
Or
as
if
always,
you're a lesbian.
or if you're a lesbian, what do you get? It's called a
Revol-
recovering fighter,
Recovering, fighting.
fist fighting,
Yeah.
lesbian. Yes. Okay. Okay. I'm Breezy.
And I'm Jimmy.
And we
We
are
are
Sober
Sober
Disclosure.
Disclosure.
Hey.
Oh my- This episode is brought to you by Light Salon, Orange County's premier destination for expert hair color. At Light Salon, we specialize in creating stunning custom color transformations that highlight your natural beauty. Owned and operated by passionate, sober stylists, we bring authenticity, creativity, and precision to every client experience. Light Salon.